We're talking about movies. All right, so Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Kind of a long name, doesn't matter. Probably my favorite film of the year. And I was a little concerned that the quality would drop off a little bit because I think since Ghost Protocol, they've gotten better and better each time. And like at some point, it has to not. At some point, they have to stop. But maybe they never will because these are great movies. And I think Tom Cruise does a great job in these. And they got the director, they got their guy. And I think that they could make these forever and that they could just keep on increasing or at least maintaining the quality, you got to think. I was incredibly happy with this movie. I had a smile on my face for just certain beats hit, and you're like, oh, no way. They do the mask thing all the time, but it never gets old. He gets disavowed in every movie, never gets old. These are just great movies. These are some of my favorite movies ever. I think one thing I really appreciate about them is you could tell that Tom Cruise really cares about cinema and the movie theater experience. They put a little thing up before the movie thanking you for going to see it in theaters on the big screen. And I know Tom Cruise has made a big deal about going to see like Oppenheimer and Barbie and stuff in theaters. I think that's important. I think that having a care for the art that they're making is important, and that fuels them to like push them to be better and better every time. The stunts are always great. I think it's cool he does his own stunts. It's just such a good movie. I think that I had mentioned in Across the Spider-Verse how that was like a part one and it's not like the entire story. This is also a part one. And I think I've changed my tune on that a little bit because Across the Spider-Verse is one of the probably like the 3 or 4 best movies I've seen this year. And I feel like that one, though, when it ends, you're like, oh, I wanted to keep going. I want to know what's happening. And that probably is a testament to it being a good movie. But this one, I feel like it is a part one, but it is also a contained story. And it's just like the rest of it will get finished in the next part. It's kind of a carryover as opposed to a cliffhanger at the end. So I think that's a little bit of a difference. But go see this in the theater. Like, they make it for the theater. Go see it in the theater. And I was a little nervous at the beginning of the movie. It felt like just off a little bit, and like it felt like lesser quality, just like the first little bit, because the opening is a little longer before you get to the opening theme song credits, which the theme song is fantastic, and it just takes a little bit to get there. But then when it hits, I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Like they kind of baited me a little bit, not that they were trying to make it bad, but like I was kind of like, I don't know, maybe it's not gonna live up. These first like 10-15 minutes are a little odd to me, and then it just goes from there. I will say I don't know if it's better than Fallout as a like whole movie. I'm looking forward to see part 2 to see what is the end story with it. I thought there were a few parts in it where they went for comedy a little more than the other ones. Like, I don't go to Mission Impossible movies to see jokes. Benji is always kind of jokey in it, but like they had a few like actual like joke set pieces in this. Like, just for example, they had a car chase and they were in this BMW, gets beaten up. He's like, okay, we need to switch cars to lose everybody. So they switch cars to this little Fiat, and there's like a whole scene of just like, oh, haha, it's a little Fiat, and they don't know how to use it. But then immediately when they get going on it, all the people are like, oh, that's them. And then they follow them. So really there was no purpose to it other than to have a little joke scene in there, which when I'm in the middle of a Mission Impossible movie, I don't really need that. But I mean, it didn't ruin the movie or anything. I just thought it was odd that they went for jokes a little more in this one. Not like over the top, but I noticed a few places where I was like, okay, they're like trying to be funny here and go for a joke. But like, you don't need it. Just let Tom Cruise drive a motorcycle off a cliff, and that's all we need. I also think the inclusion of AI in this is very timely, and it makes for an interesting kind of villain arc, because that could get really cheesy and very 90s very fast. I don't think it did, but I could see how that could go kind of sideways pretty quick. But I really enjoyed the villain and kind of like the plot they've set up for the next one. Let me tell you, AI, I don't trust it. I don't think it's a good idea. I think Tom Cruise is right on it in this one. He's like, nobody should have it. Just don't do it. I'm all for it. So I guess this movie is a warning to us in a few years when AI takes over. But I mean, don't do it. So yeah, great movie, great cast, great stunts. It's 2:45. It does not feel like 2:45, which I think is a testament to being like a good movie, fast-paced movie. I don't know if it needed to be 2:45, but I mean, I think it's awesome. I think it's great. I'm excited to see the next one. I would recommend that you go see this in theaters on the big screen. Give it your money, support it so that they can keep making these until Tom Cruise is 90 years old and he'll keep driving those motorcycles off cliffs And I think that, like, this is peak entertainment. I think that this is one of the best movie franchises we have going right now. Because it's not schlock. Like, Star Wars and Marvel can sometimes be schlock. And, like, I love them and they're fun. But this is not schlock. This is high quality entertainment. This is cinema where the people making it care about it. And I think you should give it your money. I don't think you will regret it. So those are my thoughts on Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Did you see it? Do you think the Mission Impossible series is awesome? Do you think Tom Cruise is crazy for all these stunts he's doing? Let me know in the comment section below what you think. And as always, thanks for watching the video. I appreciate it if you like and subscribe to the channel to help us grow. I'll be back soon with another review. Thanks.